Good morning, Alan here, Gibson Garage YouTube channel. Today's gonna be hopefully the final video on the 4Runner series. We're gonna get the radiator swapped out of this thing. It is cold today, low 40s. Bundled up in my suit, stay warm. So you're gonna need assortment of panel poppers. You never know which you're gonna need. But we're gonna start by removing this cover first, the overflow bottle, and then there's two oil cooler hoses. I don't know if it's oil or transmission, probably oil because it's just hose clamped, but that might not mean anything. But yeah, we're gonna pop all these out, remove that, remove those, and then as far as the radiator hoses go, we're gonna do both of them at the top end and not worry about that low hose way down there. Then we're gonna take off the fan and the shroud together. The shroud is just held in with two bolts up top and it's slid in the clips at the bottom. So you undo these two bolts once you have the fan loose and you pull them out together. And of course there's two down here, almost forgot about. There's three bolts holding this bottle on, and the bottom one is right below this oil cooler hose. What goes up first, I guess? It's the bottom oil cooler hose, radiators. Try to find yourself something to either plug the ends or loop them together. This might be too large to do that. Ow, something bit me! I think there might be something biting me. Maybe I should have blown these out after sitting for all summer. Now, I'm gonna get these oil coolers on the other side of this hose because the hose is coming out with the rad. Now, I've just had an epiphany. What if we didn't need to remove the fan? And it just crumbled in your hand. That's terrific. That must have already been broke. Look at all the dirt in there. I didn't do that. I was held in with dirt. What if we just slide this forward over the fan? Okay, so there's two brackets under here holding the two other oil cooler lines, probably for the transmission. I'm not sure. One's transmission, one's oil. But the other two on this side are held in with two brackets underneath, just two little 12mm bolts. I think if I take those brackets off and let those hoses swing out, the shroud will swing out. And yes, I still think it's easier than trying to remove the fan right now. This is It doesn't want to come out. Boom. See how easy that was? Oh, we're swinging out now, baby. Yes. Yes, radiator's coming out. You gotta get through a hole in this cross member. There's a hole, a slotted hole you gotta get through. Here's where the holes are in the cross member. Kind of. But you got one there. And then you can see it if you look closely down in there. Here's the hole for the other one right there. And then if you come to the front, you can kind of see through the front, a hole in the front as you feed it through. Where were we? Last bolt. We did not have to remove the fan or the shroud. I think that's easier. That's nicer. We got plenty of room for sliding in and out once we move those two hardline cooler lines out of the way. Heck yeah. Well, now we gotta go get the other one. So it looks like the first thing we gotta do is transfer over the mounts. They didn't come with new ones, but they actually just slide apart. Bob's your uncle. I just gotta find all those stupid bushing nuts I just dropped. There's something to pay attention to. This one, the back of this one bushing has a hook. And that's why when I pulled it out, it got stuck there. Because there's a hook. Just pay attention to that. That'll help you get the one started at least. That does it for the 4 main radiator mounting bolts. Now we can slide the shroud back on. There's clips at the bottom. Okay. We got to put it back in place so the bolt has an even mounting surface.
place where they told you what to chase, told you how to run the race. Every move was on the page, but I didn't like their way. Had to fight and misbehave, had to find a way to change, had to leave to find my way. Caught up in a daydream, I beat my mind up there almost daily.
So I'm actually swapping these out for 1/4 inch, just to keep them the same. That's what they ended up being. So I don't like having 2 different size things, you know what I mean? So I forgot to mention something pretty important in the last video, the rack and pinion video, is for fluid, you want to use transmission fluid. Now AutoZone says Dexmerk. You can just get a store brand Dexmerk, not Dexron 6 Mercon LV, not the Mercon low viscosity, but the older Dexmerk. And if you're rebuilding the whole system, honestly, just like a transmission, you can use any transmission fluid if you're doing the whole system over, because all the seals are going to be used too. You don't want to mix fluids or soak seals that have already been in one fluid in a different type of fluid, and that is not going to happen. But I was actually told, oh yeah, that's too big too. I was actually told that Type F is the thickest fluid for automatic transmissions. So if you're going to rebuild it, you could rebuild your GM tranny. Like if I'd have known that, I would have rebuilt it using Type F just to get those harder shifts. Well, let's move on to the cooling. So what you can do, you need to get one of these, and then you can easily mix concentrate.
I've got an itch I can't scratch.
All right, this thing's about to die, so I'll leave you guys with this shot here. It's warming up, it's running. This is going down. The best part is whoops. But no power steering whine. Please say there's no leaks. That's from something else. I don't see it leaking. I mean, it's gonna be a while before we see it leaking out of the boot anyway, so we'll just have to stay in touch.